So Rickey, thank you for taking the time here in the arena. When I ask players about Rickey Paulding, they unsurprisingly tell me that you're a true role model. They say things like, he's running every drill at full strength, he gives always 100%. Now imagine if you would sit in a job interview where they ask what are your strengths, but I would ask differently, what can one emulate from you?
Wow, that's tough.
I know.
It's hard to talk about myself like this. I think, like you said, like I always try to give my all, try to give 100%. I think that the biggest thing is I try to put other people first. I don't like to think of myself as above anybody. I like to be considered within the group. I like to serve. I think it's important. I like to treat people like I would want them to treat me, and so that's pretty much how I go through life. I try to. I don't succeed all the time, but I try to just be positive and just show respect to other people.
One of my favorite movie scenes is a Woody Allen film, Annie Hall, where he and his girlfriend are invited to a party, and then he disappears upstairs in a bedroom to watch a Knicks game, and his girlfriend is looking for him, and then he finds him and asks, "What do you think you're doing here?" And he says, "What am I thinking? Why are the Knicks up ahead 14 and now they're ahead only 2?" And, do you have a favorite basketball movie scene?
I think instantly I think of He Got Game with Ray Allen, because he was. That's a good basketball movie, and he was kind of an idol, watching him grow up when I was growing up. And I remember, I think just the scene with him playing with his dad one-on-one at the end of the game, at the end of the movie. That was just, it was cool. And then like the story behind it is they were really playing one-on-one, and that for me, that was like one of the best scenes in the movie.
Okay. Do you remember the locker room scene in Space Jam in which they hand out Michael's secret stuff?
Yeah.
How do you motivate your teammates?
I think mostly I try to lead by example. I'm not a big guy that talks a lot, but I know when I do say something that the guys will listen, and so mostly I try to do it by example, but when I need to say something, I just try to be positive, and I've experienced a lot playing basketball, and just good or bad, I just try to let the guys know that that everything's okay, and we just need to step it up a little bit.
So that means you choose the moment when you say something?
Yeah.
Because they're always talking, then the guys won't listen?
I mean, it depends on what you're saying. But I think for me, that's not my personality, and I'm better at just showing. I'm not good with words, so I'm better at just follow me and do as I do.
In this famous game against Oldenburg, when we were down by 27, what was the secret stuff in our locker room at halftime?
I think the biggest thing is we knew we weren't playing to our full potential. And actually, Coach gave a really good speech, and it wasn't anything on paper that we needed to change. We just needed to go out and fight and do it for ourselves, do it for the fans. We owe it to ourselves to go out in the second half and do our best to make the game manageable. And I think once we saw that things were going in our direction, I think we got confidence, and the rest is history, I guess.
Okay. In the Woody Allen movie scene, his girlfriend asked him, what is so interesting about, or what is so fascinating about a group of guys try to stuff a ball into a basket? Can you answer this question? What is so fascinating about this sport?
For me, it's the ultimate team sport. Like I enjoy seeing someone work hard in practice every day, or seeing them work in preseason, and then seeing them succeed in the game. Like for me, that's the biggest thing. Like I love being out there with my teammates. Like I love having fun with Nathan and talking to G and things like that. Like having interactions with Rashid. Like I love that. I don't know. It's just like a camaraderie. Like you go through battle all week in practice, and then when you get on the court, you get to take it out on the other team. You get to do all the things that that you practice and see it work. Like for me, that's, I don't know, that's the fun of it.
Yeah. What kind of player are you when we win? Is it more joy and relief, or is it
After the game, or?
Yeah, maybe a couple of minutes after the game. What's on your mind? Is it like yeah, we won, or is it like we can do this better and that?
No, I'm not that guy. I enjoy the moment. I enjoy the win. I think when you come back to practice the next day, and that's when you say, okay, we could have did this better. We didn't do this right, or these things worked. But after the game, I'm happy we won. Sometimes it's, whew, I'm glad we pulled that one off, or like, okay, like we really showed, you know, what kind of team we could be after that game. And so I definitely enjoy it.
I think the biggest mistake the opponent coach could do is tell his player, come on, annoy him, play dirty, destroy his composure. Because I saw it several times. I remember a preseason game in Serbia where your opponent tries to get into your head and you played dirty. The refs didn't stop that shit, and you answered with a statement dunk. I think I like that because it shows you're a human, but also at the same time you're superhuman to answer like this. Is it like that when someone tries to beat you up?
Yeah, for me that's the best response, because I'm not a trash talker. I'm not a dirty player. So to me, it's just you know, work hard to prove them wrong. My wife and I always joke about this. There's a fine line though. Like I can get determined, but then I don't want to get frustrated. When I get frustrated, then it's a wrap. And my wife, she knows when I'm frustrated. So I think I try to, you know, I get meaner or I get more determined, but I have to find a balance of not going over the top and getting frustrated. Because once I'm frustrated, then it's a wrap for me.
What is your advice for a young kid who wants to become a pro? Do you have something like your 3 golden rules?
I can think. The main thing I always think of is be a good listener. I think that's what I was always taught growing up. Is people, usually the coach and people that talk to you about the game, they know something about the game, and you don't have to take everything from them, but you have to take something. And I've always tried to be a good listener, even if it's just a fan that's telling me, oh, like, I saw the game, you did this, you did that, or why don't you do this more? And then, you know, I at least think about it, and if I agree with it, I take it. If I don't, but I would say it's important to be a good listener, because you can always learn. You don't know everything, and it's always good to see things from other people's perspective.
Yeah. So does it mean that you are still learning at the age of?
Yeah.
At your age?
Yeah, I'm still learning. Like it's fun to talk with Braden Hobbs sometimes to see how he thinks the game. With Rashid, like it's crazy the knowledge he has, and even Mladen, like to see. I don't know. Like it's a different approach he has to the game, and it seemed unorthodox and it seems kind of strange. But when you talk to him and you get to know him as a person, then it all makes sense, and that's fun to me.
Yeah. Maybe it's important to have different kind of people on your
team.
team.
I think different perspectives. I think that's what makes this game special.
A lot of people ask me what are the players talking in those huddles on the court. So what are you talking about?
Usually the strategy. What's the next play? You know, or sometimes it's okay. We made a mistake. Like let's go on to the next play, or don't worry about this. Sometimes we have a little fun. Depends on how the game is going, and if there's a move where we need to be lighter, we do that. But most of the time it's strategy and something about the game.
This question was a transition to the final part of our interview. We ask our users on Instagram to forward us some questions for you, and are you ready for this?
I think so.
Okay. Michi Beck wants to know, what was the best day of your life?
Basketball or just in general?
I think in general.
In general? I would say, I don't know, this is going to sound like a political answer, but I would say the day I got married. And then the birth of Trey was my first kid, but like each one was special. And like those are just like 4 dates that I remember. I think those are special for most people, but those were things that were good for me, and they were outside of basketball. And I think my whole life has been basketball, so a lot of my good days are related to basketball. But if you think about those specific 4 dates, those were things that had nothing to do with basketball, and it was just great moments in my life.
Mm-hmm. How important was your mother's support for you?
My mom?
Yeah, Tarek wants to know it.
It's amazing. It's very important. My mom still calls me before every game now, and
before every game.
Before every game,
okay.
I talk to her, and she always asks me who we play, and I'm like, Mom, you don't know the team, like I don't. Yeah. But yeah, every game I talk to her, and she still supports me.
When does she call it? The eve?
No, she calls like right before I get ready to leave, before the game.
Okay.
You know, she always.
So she knows the schedule.
Yeah, she knows the schedule. Sometimes the earlier games, it's too early. Like the Sunday games are too early, but usually she gets me right as I'm walking out the door, and it's not a long conversation,
but that's nice.
Yeah.
Julian wants to know, what is your motivation to go out there and work hard as best as you can?
I think over the years it's changed. Right now it's I just enjoy playing. You know, I'm older, and you don't know how long you have to play, and you don't know. Like so many things are up in the air, and when I step on the court, it's just fun. Like I at this point in my career, I play with no pressure. You know, I'm confident in the player I am. I know my game. I'm confident in my teammates, and so then I can just go out and play each game like it's my last.
And what about practice?
Practice is different. It's still fun, but some days it's like, oh, okay, I go to practice, or sometimes I'm a little sore today, or we don't play till Sunday, it's just Monday. But then when you get there, it's hard to be in a good mood when you see Mladen. Like he's always like full of so much energy, and no matter the situation, like he always is trying to be positive, and so when I walk in the gym and you see him, it's hard to be in a bad mood. And then the guys are great, you know, Rashid, Nathan, G. We just have a good group, and it's once you get around the guys, it's hard to kind of be in a bad mood.
Basti is asking, what is your true age? This is the final question.
My true age?
Yeah.
I believe I'm 37, I think, unless, I don't know, we find other records, but I'm definitely 37 years old. I feel like I'm 37 after the games. Yeah. And just interaction with different players, and they're not getting any younger, and so the gap is going bigger and bigger, and sometimes I just sit and listen to them talk, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm really old.
Okay.
So I'm definitely 37.
I got an extra question from a special person. Where do you buy your base caps?
Base caps?
Yes.
Where did I buy them? Usually there's a store in the US called Lids. It's a hat store. And every summer
So it's not online? It's
not online. I just go to the store, and it's a process. I try them on and look at myself in the mirror, and I'm a big fan of the fitted hats. And usually it's based on, you know, teams I support, whether it's Detroit or it's we live in Kansas City, college teams. I like a lot of the old baseball logos, and so if I can find a vintage baseball logo, I'll get that. And so I don't know. I just look at it, and if it feels right, I get it.
Cool. So, Rickey, vielen Dank.
Bitteschön.
You want to know who's asking this question?
Who asked?
It was me.
Oh, okay.